Welcome to Noe Valley Bakery. I'm Michael, and this is a day in the life of a croissant. We're at the first step of the day in the life of a croissant. And the first step for the baby croissants is mixing. And it's a simple process of combining the flour and the water and some milk and the yeast and the butter and the sugar. And we'll mix that together. And then after it's mixed, we'll press it out into its press size. And those go into their own separate bins. And then those will be retarded, meaning cooled overnight, between 12 and 16 hours. And then we'll take them out the next day, press down with our butter, and get it on its way. The first stage we had was mixing, and now this stage is going to be the lamination, or the folding in of the butter presses into the dough press. So we have our dough press here, and this has been mixed yesterday, and it's been fermented and then retarded overnight, and then pressed out into a sheet pan size. This is our butter press. We use a really nice organic butter, and that we soften the butter and then press out into the size that we need. And then what we're doing is that we're just encapsulating the butter in the dough and creating a little packet. And then what we can do is press down. So we're evening this out a bit before it goes onto the sheeter, the sheeter is just a large mechanical rolling pin, because otherwise I don't have enough upper body strength to roll this out into 3 or 4 times its length. So we're gonna use some technology here. We're here to give our first fold for the croissanto. This is the first of 3 that we're gonna give it over probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours time. We wanna wait in the time in between folds, because the dough builds up a lot of tension. And in the croissant dough, it's very important that you let the butter and the dough layers become evenly stretched without a lot of tension being built up in between them, so that it doesn't break apart the layers of fat, so that you get really nice striation of layers like sedimentary rock. You'll see in the end when we cut the dough open. So we fold one side over into a third, and then we bring the other side over into a third. So we've got now our 1 layer became 3. A dough, butter, dough. Now we have dough, butter, dough, dough, butter, dough, dough, butter, dough. So our original first layer of the dough, butter, and then dough encapsulated in there, we now have 3 times that. So this will start to grow exponentially as we fold it. And this is the first of 3 folds that we're going to do. But this is the first fold, and we give it a poke. That means it's got 1 fold. This is the second fold that we're going to do of the 3 for the croissant. This is the third and final fold for the croissanto. It's gotten 2 already. It's rested about an hour total, 30 minutes approximately in between each fold. Now we're going to do the third fold. And when it's done at this point, it has 27 layers now. And when we're done with our third fold, we'll end up with approximately, or exactly, actually, 81. We'll get a nice, even edge here. So we have distribution of dough and butter evenly. And then we'll just size it down to fit the pan. This is the final stage of the croissant in its life, is the baking. And it's been nurtured and handled with care along the way. And we create this really magical pastry, really nice fluffy layers, crispy crust on the outside, fantastic with a coffee in the morning. It's good. The great thing about croissant is it really is the best pastry in a true simple form. There's a lot of skill that's involved, there's a lot of love, and there's a lot of attention that's involved. And the result can be really magical. So I'll cut this open, you can see the layering. This is a little bit warm. You can see the layering that we have built up. That's pretty amazing, that amount of layering. That's 81 layers total of butter and dough together. You know, there's nothing better than eating a pastry in its simple form with a little bit of jam and a cappuccino. It transports you right back to the streets of Paris or Milan or Bologna or wherever you had that magical moment when you first discovered a croissant. Thanks for joining us for a day in the life of a croissant at Noe Valley Bakery.